Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Keck's Hillbilly Think Tank. And here at the Hillbilly Think Tank, I want to let you know, of course, that I'm running for office. I'm running for magistrate here in Hardin County, Kentucky. And here in Hardin County, we are affected by this government shutdown, which has been going on now for the second week. What is being affected here in our area? Well, number one, we know that Fort Knox is closing down all but essential services. So a lot of the civilians employed on the base have been furloughed. That's a significant amount of paychecks lost on the base. Not just paychecks lost, but there are people that work on the base, such as vendors that I've talked about before. A friend owns a food truck there, and that food truck has not been getting the clientele that it should, that it normally does, due to being shut down effectively by not having people out there able to spend their paychecks on buying lunch at the food truck. That means a lot. That's not the only vendor on base there that's losing business. Also near us, which also employs people from Hardin County, is Abraham Lincoln Birthplace National Park Monument. That's closed down. Mammoth Cave is not far from us. People commute from here to work there, closed down. So that's quite a bit of Kentucky dollars being affected. The Social Security offices, they're closed. So who could do something about this? Well, let's see, there's one party in control right now, and that's the grand old party, so called, MAGA controlled Republican Party. The president belongs to that party. The House is controlled by the party, and the Senate is controlled by that party. So to act like this is something that the Democrats have control over is absolutely ludicrous. But they'll have you believe that it's a Democratic shutdown. It's not. The majority party and the majority, the party in control, is one that shut this government down. They have the majority. So when we talk about that, that's a lot of money that families here in this area need. They need folks in Fort Knox to be able to come out with their paychecks and spend it on goods and services. You know, we're hurting folks in the whole area here, Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Fort Knox itself. So all these surrounding communities are affected by this federal shutdown. It's, folks aren't getting their Social Security checks. That's a lot of folks that need help. We're hurting folks that are the most vulnerable among us, you know. And in my scripture, the Holy Bible, it talks about taking care of widows and orphanage. So those folks who are vulnerable, taking care of the meek. We're not doing that when we're shutting down this government. So, folks, it's time to start talking to your representatives. I know they don't want to listen. They're not holding town halls. The Republicans aren't, but we need to talk to them, flood their phone lines, flood their email boxes, tell them that this is got to stop. We need to help our fellow Kentuckians. We need to get back to business of the American people, helping everyday Americans, not just the billionaire class. We don't have a lot of billionaire class here in Kentucky. So just going to keep it short and sweet tonight. It's our duty in democracy to get our democratically elected leaders to listen to us and take care of business at hand. And that's opening up the government, taking care of all citizens, not just the richest, and putting us back in business. Y'all have a great night. Let's remember, we are our brothers' keepers and our sisters' keepers. So in order to be good to one another. Let's get on track, get it back open. Have a great evening. Spencer Keck out.